Another installment of Walt Disney World in Pandemic begins now. Hello, my friends. Wade for the Kingdom Report, back with you once more today to focus on all things Disney dining at Walt Disney World during this very unique time. Helping you answer the questions, is it safe, is it comfortable, and is it worth it? This is part of a bigger series, all on Walt Disney World in Pandemic, so make sure that you are subscribed to us with that notification bell turned on so that you never miss an installment. And if you like what you see, be sure to give us a big old thumbs up. It not only helps the video perform better, but it also encourages us to make more content just like this. And in case you hadn't guessed it already, here we are at Disney's Wilderness Lodge, a Disney deluxe resort just on the other side of Seven Seas Lagoon, right along Bay Lake. This is one of my absolute favorite Disney resorts. As we step inside the lobby for the first time, you get an idea as to just how warm and inviting this resort is. In addition to that, just how captivating and grand the lobby of this resort can be. I remember the first time seeing the lobby of this resort, as well as all of the magic that it held, when Family Matters on ABC TGIF came to visit Walt Disney World, and this was the hotel they stayed at. So every time I walk in, I feel like Carl Winslow and family for the first time seeing Disney's Wilderness Lodge. Our friends at allears.net tell us that the 728-room lakeside Disney's Wilderness Lodge opened on May the 28th, 1994, and is modeled on the historic Old Faithful Lodge, circa 1904, in Yellowstone National Park. From the moment you walk through the front door, and yes, those are crickets that you hear, the theming takes over. It is one of the best themed resorts on property, with Animal Kingdom Lodge being the other. The lobby itself is a wonderful place to explore, complete with an 80-foot tall fireplace and rocking chairs, alongside hidden Mickeys, totem poles, wood carvings, teepee chandeliers, and so much more. On November 15th, 2002, the villas at Wilderness Lodge, part of the Disney Vacation Club, opened adjacent to the Wilderness Lodge. These were renamed Boulder Ridge Villas in May 2016. And on July 17, 2017, the Copper Creek Villas and Cabins at Wilderness Lodge opened. All these rooms are Disney Vacation Club studios, 1, 2, or 3-bedroom villas or standalone cabins. You do not have to be a Disney Vacation Club member to stay in these rooms, by the way, and guests at the villas share central services with the lodge, including the front desk. If you're looking for a resort that takes you away from the hustle and bustle of the theme parks and allows you lots of room to stretch out, relax, and just get away from it all, well, Disney's Wilderness Lodge might be the right fit for you. But today we're focused on all things dining, and just across the lobby is our restaurant of choice. This is Whispering Canyon Cafe. Whispering Canyon Cafe, again, just off the lobby, is a location that is known for its, shall we say, rowdy antics and over-the-top fun. This is a location where the servers have big personalities and the food is set for a big appetite as well. Now, of course, due to the global health crisis, things are being handled a bit differently, so you'll need to check in via your My Disney Experience app or the QR code located on the sign in front of the restaurant. That lets them know that you've arrived. They can get your table ready for you. They'll send you a text message when they are prepared, and then you can approach the host stand. At that point, they'll do a quick temperature check of your forehead, make sure you're not exhibiting a fever, and as long as you're not, you will be sat right away to your table. Once you're sat at your table, another QR code on a slip of paper is in front of you. Once you scan that, it'll bring up the digital menu for the restaurant. Keep in mind that due to limited staffing at the moment, a lot of menu items are not currently available. However, this is a location sort of known for its skillets, the Heritage Skillet, which is all about your biscuits, your gravy, your Mickey waffles, scrambled eggs, country potatoes, hickory smoked bacon, pork sausage links. The Carnivore, that skillet is all about your biscuits and gravy, scrambled eggs, honey smoked ham, oak smoked beef brisket, hickory smoked bacon, and pork sausage links. And then, of course, you can do some a la carte action with a ham and cheese omelet, pepper jack cheese frittata, 2 eggs any style, Belgian waffle, steel cut oatmeal, and the list goes on and on. My server started me out with the condiments in a bit of a skillet, if you will, and I decided to go for the lighter side skillet. All skillets $22 and served family style, as much as you want, as long as you want. They will continue bringing out any of the food items that you see here. You'll notice right off the bat, they brought me the Bircher Muesli. It's Swiss oatmeal, my friends, alongside that fresh fruit. Perfect to start a morning with, and then some strawberry yogurt there to round things out on this side skillet. It is a refreshing way to kick off breakfast, that's for sure, and all of these were the cold items as part of the overall skillet of lighter side. Then the hot stuff started to show up. This is where we have the egg white spinach frittata, the turkey bacon, turkey sausage, country potatoes, and of course, your Mickey waffles. You can't go wrong with a good Mickey waffle. I think it's kind of a staple of every breakfast at Disney World. You have to have a Mickey waffle, otherwise it's not considered a Disney breakfast. Yeah, that's important to have on every plate, no doubt. First up was the fruit jar. You'll notice here that just a lot of melons and a couple of berries were tossed into this fruit jar. This was basic bottom line fruit. That's all this was. Refreshing to say the least, but I wasn't going to spend a whole lot of time on it because there were far more creative items here at the table that I definitely wanted to dive into. This being perhaps the runaway hit of everything on the table. Now, you wouldn't think oatmeal would be all that inspiring, but Swiss oatmeal, that is very different. This little beauty was packed full of so much, from the walnuts to the sliced almonds to the hints of vanilla, cinnamon. You have your dried cranberries mixed in, your diced up apples, definitely some bananas in there, Greek yogurt, of course, all throughout, and this is definitely an overnight oat situation. This was a jar of goodness that I ordered up more of. We round out the cold side of the skillet with the strawberry yogurt with real chunks of strawberry. Nothing too exciting here. It was yogurt alongside of the fruit. Like I said, just far more interested in the Swiss oatmeal, so saved room for more Swiss oatmeal rather than the yogurt and the fruit. It is turkey bacon time. You know, I'll be honest with you here, something called the lighter side skillet, I kind of expected there to be a little less flavor than the other skillets, but I was impressed the whole way through, especially with the turkey bacon. It was not only quite juicy and flavorful, but there was a peppery kick to this, and it was pretty thick. I mean, this is pretty thick bacon. You got several slabs and you could order as much as you want, something that I would go on to do in this instance. The turkey sausage right alongside of it. This was pretty mild. There wasn't so much of a spice to it like I was expecting with sausage, but this was fairly mild to the point that there was even some sweetness sort of woven into the chemistry of it all, and the density of the sausage itself. Not bad. Definitely not something that I ordered more of, but a perfect accompaniment for a plate of this nature. Moving along to the egg white spinach frittata, this is exactly how it sounds. You got your spinach and you got your egg whites. So if you're not somebody that appreciates either of those two things, might I suggest you stay away from the lighter side skillet. It's probably not for you. I enjoy both of these things. So perfectly eggy, wonderfully scrambled. The spinach was packed in there nice and dense. I also made sure to add some pepper to this and topped it off with some ketchup a little bit later on for the sake of flavor. Definitely something I would order again. Right next door to the frittata are the country-style potatoes. This had just a small hint of spiciness to it, otherwise was perfect to combine with my frittata. I cut up the entire frittata and made sure that alongside the ketchup, this was just like one giant scramble for me. It was good going down, I'll tell you that much. It was then time for the grand finale of the skillet, and that is the Mickey waffle. I don't think you can have breakfast at Walt Disney World without a Mickey waffle on your plate or near you. Otherwise, it's kind of blasphemous, is it not? Yeah, I mean, it's just something you can't not have. But the Mickey waffle I lathered in butter, made sure that there was plenty of maple syrup to go around on this guy, and then I indulged in all of his buttery goodness. The Mickey waffles are always a highlight of the meal, even if they are quite basic in approach. It is always something I look forward to at a Disney breakfast. You see here the destruction, the wake of terror that I left behind on all the skillets that I went through. Definitely didn't go all in on the fruit or the yogurt as I had mentioned, but I absolutely wanted more of the Swiss oatmeal, so I got more of that. Included alongside that, I asked for a little more of the turkey bacon and 2 more Mickey waffles, all which came to my table right away and was the perfect way in which to end my skillet adventure at Whispering Canyon Cafe. It was bill time when they bring the bill on over. It is in these paper check protectors now. No more of the black sort of leathery check protectors for the sake of the pandemic. So they throw this away when they are done. You'll notice that the check inside has my coffee clocking in at $3.79 and the skillet itself $22, bringing the grand total with tax to $27.47. This is very reasonable for Disney standards, and certainly something that, for the sake of family style, not a bad value, that's for sure. Of course, now you're asking the questions, well, is it safe and is it comfortable? From a safety perspective, I did see management here visible the entire time. In fact, they checked in on my table probably 3, maybe even 4 times throughout the meal. They did this to everybody. So they were very visible, very present. They wanted to make sure you had everything that you needed. And then from an enforcement perspective as well, I saw lots of enforcement here. I mean, if you stood up without a mask on, somebody with a name tag was right there to say, hey there, just a reminder, in a very Disney way, we're going to need you to put that mask on if you're not seated at your table. Same thing if you were to step outside the restaurant to use the restroom, which was located just a few feet away in the lobby. They required you to have that mask on immediately, and they were all over you for it, again, in a very Disney and courteous way. Temp checks at the podium here, as I had mentioned at the start. This is a location outside of the theme parks, so they do the temperature scan of your forehead just to make sure you're not exhibiting a fever, and if not, you're on your way. Takes just a matter of seconds and is really just kind of a blip on the radar, almost unnoticeable at this point. And then a large open-air dining room facility is what this is, so it feeds into the lobby. You can see this restaurant from the lobby, and you can see the lobby from the restaurant. They're all just a couple feet away from each other, so large open-air environment. And in terms of being comfortable, I will tell you that all the tables are socially distanced, so you have lots of room to spread out and feel good. You don't have to worry about anybody getting in your way, so everything's kept at a distance. This is a rowdy environment in general, so this restaurant is kind of known for its antics and sort of chaotic nature. That is what Whispering Canyon Cafe is all about. I was kind of worried that that would be gone, because that is such a hallmark of the experience. It was not. So while there are no more pony races around the restaurant, yes, that's a thing, and a lot of the physical antics that the servers used to get into are sort of nixed at the moment, this is still very much a rowdy, loud environment where the cast members still have very big personalities, including my server, who was a woman of age and was still just as sort of charismatic and chaotic as the other servers were, whether it was somebody celebrating something or whether you had to ask for ketchup, while the old gag of asking for ketchup isn't the same in the physical sense due to all of the pandemic woes. It is definitely something you can still ask for and get a reaction over. Of course, now you're probably wondering to yourself, yeah, but is it really worth it? And I'll share with you here at the Kingdom Report, we are your home for trusted theme park perspective, so we'll always give it to you straight. This is a favorite of mine. I love coming here anytime I'm in Walt Disney World. I love bringing people to this restaurant because it's just so silly and playful. All the cast members are playing a role. They're all playing characters. It's the Wild West. That's the theme. So it's just as rowdy as like the Wild West would be, and that's part of the charm. Now, if you're somebody that isn't into that, and I know a lot of people aren't, you don't want to be disturbed during your meal, keep in mind that the servers are self-aware enough that they'll turn it off for you, but the rest of the dining room is still going to be really rowdy and chaotic because they're still having a good time over on their end, and because of the acoustics of this place, it's still going to be incredibly loud and crazy. So you may want to find another dining location if that's not something that you're into. The family style nature of the restaurant too, all the food you want for as much as you want, as long as you want, all for one reasonable price, I think is a great sell point here. It does carry over into dinner as well, so the skillets and the fixed price of family style carry on into dinner. And this resort does have a boat dock at the back side of it on Bay Lake that takes you right on over to the Magic Kingdom. So this is a wonderful place to start your day, to get to breakfast as early as 7:30 a.m. is when they open this restaurant, and then board that boat on over to Magic Kingdom, and you've already started your day in a Wild West fashion. Yeehaw, ladies and gentlemen. Now keep in mind, if you are somebody that needs to get to this resort via Uber or Lyft, that is a consideration. There is no monorail service to this resort, and you can only access it really by driving, so all things to sort of take into account. If you're not staying there, you will need that dining reservation to get in. If you are somebody that appreciates the type of content that we do here, make sure that you are subscribed and turn on that notification bell. Give us a big old thumbs up if you like what you've seen, and we'll make sure to keep on pumping out more content just like this. This, of course, is part of a bigger series all about the Walt Disney World Resort right now during this very unique time, helping bring you context and information that you need to make this very personal decision of visiting Walt Disney World right now. I'm Wade for the Kingdom Report. We'll see you next time on another edition of Walt Disney World in Pandemic.